Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Midweek Song Swap for February. This will be our only Midweek Song Swap for February, so we'll make the most of it. We are your hosts, Dan and Faith, coming to you from Charlestown, New Hampshire, where it finally warmed up. And we are joined this week by Rick Drost from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Great to see you, Rick. How you been?
Okay, good to be with you. Good to see you again.
And
I
you.
haven't been out too much, but get out online once in a while. So.
Yeah.
I was thinking, I think we first met you in JP's house.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, JD
Songwriting
Sweeney.
workshop with the Kennedys a very long time ago.
Right, the Dream Workshop. Right.
It
Yep.
was. So
Yeah, and every now and again, we're still getting songs from dreams. I wrote one the other day that the couple of the lines came out of a dream when I woke up. So
and one of the ones that I've written for February album writing month.
yeah, same here.
I was taking a nap and I woke up with a song. It wasn't the one I was working on. It was said, no, write this one now. It's like,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
Yep.
that happens.
Gotta grab them when they come.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So should we kick this off?
Yeah.
You want to tell a little bit about Dance Izzy Dance?
Yeah. We back in I think was it 2018?
2018.
Back in 2018, on one of our southern trips, we stopped through the Atlanta area to visit with our nephew and his family. And it was the first opportunity we'd had to meet his wife and kids. And when we were hanging out there, Dan pulled out the banjo and was messing around with it. And both of the kids started dancing. And that sort of prompted Dan to come up with a song, and we wrote it for our grandniece, little Isabella Gwen, who's lovingly referred to as Izzy. So this is Dance, Izzy, Dance. Oh, and she's absolutely mortified.
Well, she's a little kid.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Dance, Izzy, dance. Spin to the music. Dance, Izzy, dance. All through the day. Dance, Izzy, dance. The future is waiting, waiting to see what young Izzy will be. A doctor, a nurse, healing the wounded, finding a cure. To help all mankind, it's all up to you. Follow your passion, follow your dreams, wherever you go. And dance, Izzy, dance. Spin to the music. Dance, Izzy, dance. All through the day. Dance, Izzy, dance. The future is waiting, waiting to see what young Izzy will be. Maybe an astronaut flying to Mars, or an astronomer studying stars. It's all up to you. Follow your passion, follow your dreams, wherever you go. And dance, Izzy, dance. Spin to the music. Dance, Izzy, dance. All through the day. Dance, Izzy, dance. The future is waiting, waiting to see what young Izzy will be. A singer, a teacher, a lawyer or chef, helping the homeless, the blind or the deaf. Whatever you do it with passion. Whatever you do it with love. Don't rush to grow up, that way is folly. Live every day with laughter and joy. We're here to cheer, to listen and help you. The future is yours. We'll watch and be proud. So dance, Izzy, dance. Spin to the music. Dance, Izzy, dance. All through the day. Dance, Izzy, dance. The future is waiting, waiting to see what young Izzy will be. Dance, Izzy, dance. Spin to the music. Dance, Izzy, dance. All through the day. Dance, Izzy, dance. The future is waiting, waiting to see what young Izzy will be. Waiting to see what young Izzy will be.
I realized we left the banner up.
I noticed that too.
Whoops.
Wasn't anything I could do during it.
I know. All right, we'll take those out of there.
There we go.
Yeah. And,
Yep. Switch over there.
hey,
Hi.
Brenda.
Hello, Brenda. Welcome aboard.
Yeah. Got Brenda Meehan out there, fellow CMW
Brenda.
camper. All right.
So over to you, Rick. What have you got for us?
Well, I got a newish song. It came after most of the pandemic. I was going through some old notebooks and I found 4 verses. There was no real arc, but I said, "Gee, these are good verses. Maybe we should turn them into a song." And so I got this little, what do I call it, aspirational love song out of it, called Just a Song,
Nice.
simply enough. If I were the sun, I'd wake you gently with my rising, peeking in the space between your shade and window frame. As the day moved on, I would bronze your skin and streak your hair, turning highlights orange, shadows deep. I'd light the moon as you fell asleep. And if I were a cloud and you were lying in the clover, I'd put on a show for you in puffy white and blue. First I'd be a bear, then a lamb, and then a lion, a spreading oak, a towering peak, finally a heart for you. But I am just a song, and I hope that you will hear me. My melody delight your ear, my poetry endear me to you. If I were a coquelicot, one of 7,000 poppies, and you walked down through your meadow to the quiet river bank, I would pray that you, my chatelaine, as you came back up the hillside, would choose me for a vase upon your table. And if I were a bird in a sunset murmuration, I'd be the one you'd follow with my wings reflecting gold. I would lift your eye up to the sky, dip down to the ocean, hoping for sweet sunsets spent with you. Now I am just a song, and I could visit when you're sleeping, show you plays of light and shadow you never knew you held within. Sun and cloud and flower and bird would meld with ancient memories. You could sing the song the whole day long, dream the dream in your sleep again. We would sing the song the whole day long, dream our dream in our sleep again.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Just a song.
beautiful.
Just beautiful.
That's more than just a song. I'm sorry. And what I don't know what you combined to put all that together, but it just paints such a beautiful
that's
picture.
what was so funny. The verses were there, and the only thing, and I can't remember where or when I wrote them. The only thing I could get was it was maybe some exercise at a workshop somewhere to do an answer to a Dan Navarro, Lowen and Navarro song.
Oh, that could be.
If I Were the Rain, I guess.
Right.
Was
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Which is one of our favorites.
Eric Lowen song.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that kicked off If I Were the Sun, and then, there's other things you can be.
Yeah.
So that was that one.
And I just love, leave it to you to use murmuration in a song. It just
it's coming. I've seen it now 2 or 3 times already, but it's trending.
So we're contemplating what to follow that with, and we had a few possibilities, but just the very concept of a love song. It is February. We are coming up on Valentine's Day. So
And this is sort of an aspirational song because it's somewhat unrequited.
definitely unrequited. So yeah.
An old one of mine called Dream Lover. I took a nap under a tree and dreamed a dream of you and me. But I awoke without you there. Of my love you're unaware. Working in the lemon groves, pruning trees, mending roads. Fruit is bitter, smile so sweet. Why must we be discreet? Dream lover, when will we meet and share the fruit we cannot eat? Sun so hot, sky so blue, share my dream of me and you. I'm just a worker on this farm, a little dreaming does no harm. You're the farmer's daughter fair, ruby lips, long flowing hair. Dream lover, when will we meet and share the fruit we cannot eat? Sun so hot, sky so blue, share my dream of me and you. Will you one day smile at me? Will you one day set me free? Won't be bitter, won't be blue, as I pick these fruits with you. Dream lover, when will we meet and share the fruit we cannot eat? Sun so hot, sky so blue, share my dream of I took a nap under a tree and dreamed a dream of you and me.
We like to think of that as sort of the other side of Lemon Tree. You know, Lemon Tree, very pretty.
You're muted, Rick. Not sure what you're muted, but you're muted.
There we go.
There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't need to mute when I put you backstage, but
Yeah. Love to. Yeah, I'm remembering Peter, Paul, and Mary, and that's one of the ways
Yeah,
we
it's
got
sort
our
of-
start is
Yeah.
singing. You know, their harmonies just took us
Mhm.
Oh,
us
yeah.
out. There were three of us, and but we
Oh,
were all
sweet.
male. Huh?
Mm.
Those rich harmonies, and that's one of the first concerts I saw. They came to Buffalo,
Nice.
and inspired me.
Oh yeah, I bet. I grew up on their harmonies and Simon and Garfunkel and the Kingston Trio.
Kingston Trio was.
and,
I had every Kingston Trio album, so.
Yep.
And my parents had the early Weavers albums and a lot of Pete Seeger stuff. So, but always loved the Weavers harmonies as well.
they did pretty well.
Yeah.
All right.
So what do you have next,
Oh,
Rick?
oh my gosh! Yeah, that's right. I'm up.
And Jane Wilkins thought that your previous one was so beautiful.
Yeah, I can see the chat. I can't.
You
chat
can't.
in it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can't
it-
add to it.
yeah.
Only we can.
What's
But
that? Yeah.
Basically,
So good to see Jane. Hey, Jane.
Yeah, you can talk back. You can't type back.
I see. Okay, well, she's one of my favorite folks
Nice.
from workshops. Let's see. So, what do I need? I think I got everything.
All right.
it away.
Oh, I was once in New Orleans. In fact, just out of college, I went to New Orleans. My folks took us down there. My folks were living near there. And I had an uncle who lived in New Orleans, and he took us around to all the good places. The ferry boat and the beignet and the boardwalk. And he said, well, before you leave, you got to see the chicken playing tic-tac-toe. I said, gee, what's that? This is fresh out of college. I said, I haven't ever seen that. He says, well, come on. You can play the chicken and you'll never beat him. Smart college boy. Took us to a dive bar a couple of blocks off Canal Street. And there in the back was a big tall case with a chicken in it. And a tic-tac-toe board with little lights blinking on it. Says, okay, here's a quarter. See if you can beat the chicken. And of course, the chicken moved first. But, okay, couldn't beat him. And tried several times. And couldn't beat the chicken. How it worked, well, he was guided by little lights that would blink, and every time he pecked the light that was blinking, well, some corn came down. And some other guys came in and tried to beat him, and they're all joking with each other, oh, you can't beat the chicken. And I thought, well, that's quite a life, but I'm going to do more than that when I grow up. Then just about time I was about retiring, fast forward 60 years or so, 50 years or so, I thought about that chicken, and I realized he stayed with me more than, that chicken stayed with me more than I could have imagined. So here's a song about that. It's Tic-Tac-Toe Chicken. I'm an honest working chicken in the tall glass case in the back of a bar where the merchant ships come in, and the men come in, and they have a beer and shot. Come back to play the chick and show each other what they got. We play tic-tac-toe, and they'll never win, but they gotta beat the chicken, so they'll put their quarters in. I play the X's, and they play the O's. I'm a chicken playing tic-tac-toe. It's my move first, and the little bell rings, and a light blinks in the center, and I peck at the light, and my X appears, corn drops into a bin. I eat the corn, they play their oh, we go until I tie or win. My life might be circumscribed, but the corn is good, and the coop is warm at night, so as long as I keep pecking at the light, I'm a chicken playing tic-tac-toe. Now I work 9 to 6 in a gray cloth cube, pushing pixels on the screen for the company. And the bell rings as the mail comes in, saying, can you have a look at this for me? And I dig right in, changing black to white and white to black, till it works all right. And another bell rings, saying thanks, great work. Now I bet you can fix this one for us by tonight. So I'll skip lunch, maybe later catch a bite, 'cause I have important things to do. Pushing pixels in a gray cloth cube. Now I'm walking down the avenue, staring at my phone. A little bell rings, and it might be a like. If I like them, maybe they'll like me. I'm building up my virtual family. Honking horns, scowling people, they'll just have to keep clear. I'm following my friends to anywhere but here. Pascagoula, Walla Walla, Istanbul, or Rome. I got the whole world in my hand. I'm tapping out lights on my phone, pushing pixels in a gray cloth cube. I'm a chicken playing tic-tac-toe. I'm a chicken playing tic-tac-toe.
That's brilliant.
I love it. Oh, so true.
So,
We're not that different.
Yeah. Yeah.
so at least I got an a cappella song to throw into this set. And
Yeah. Well, I think we're going to do one to follow.
Yeah.
oh, wow.
Because like, it seemed like a fun thing to follow that one
It
with.
seemed appropriate.
Yeah.
Somehow.
There's another one I wrote ages ago. We rearranged it and put it on the last album. It's called Saying Goodbye. It's a little cheery song. When it's time to say goodbye to an old and faithful friend,
When she's gone as far as she can go, and this is the end.
we'll think about the good
And the
times
places that we've seen.
as they haul her off to meet her end, now called recycling. Her once fine threads are frayed and wearing thin.
And her sure footing, well, it's dancing round again.
Incontinence, leaving puddles,
Behind her on the floor.
lost her wipers,
Hubcaps
and fuel filler door. We get attached to our cars. They say a lot about who we are. But when it's time to say
We
goodbye,
leave 'em with the used car guy.
or send 'em to the crusher by and by. I miss my old VW bug. All those vacuum lines and spark plugs, heater boxes.
Carburetor,
Fix it yourself, and you'll get there.
well, later.
Each new car we get has new gadgets to try.
That much more to distract us when our task should be to drive.
They have a mind of their own,
Computers, some use the phone.
and a voice in the dashboard tells you how to get back home. We get attached to our cars. They say a lot about who we are. But when it's time to say goodbye,
We leave 'em with the used car guy.
or send 'em to the crusher by and by. Send their souls to that scrapyard in the sky.
For our dear departed Volvo.
The Volvo died of terminal computer network failure. Mechanically, it was perfect.
Wow.
Yeah, this is what happens when you wire all of the electronics modules in a car like Christmas lights. When one goes, they all go.
Unfortunately, all modern cars are wired that way now.
Yeah, but at least most of them probably don't solder the connections.
Yeah. Volvo did something really silly with the way they did put the connectors onto the circuit boards, and the soldered connections would start cracking, and bits would fall out, and signals would stop.
Wow.
And when you got 70 computer modules, each with a couple of connectors, it was apparently the people who did manage to keep these cars took them out themselves, fixed the solder on all of them, put them back in, got another 30,000 miles before they had to do it again.
Yeah. This is why we bought a Subaru.
And now we drive an electric skateboard effectively. An electric car. It's a computer with wheels. It's got its own issues.
Yeah.
My sister had a car, and there was a little flood on her street, just a few inches of water, but all the wiring for all the computer stuff that controlled the car was in the floors. So if you could get the engine running, the car would run, but
It's amazing how much you need those electronics for.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have the electronics. Hiya, Brenda. So, Dan and Faith have done a wonderful thing for years, and they've run a kind of a monthly song challenge. Is it monthly?
It used
It
to be.
used to be.
Used
And
to be.
it may be again at some point. We may do it up here somewhere, up here in New Hampshire, Vermont,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
which would be fun. Bring people up here.
Unfortunately, Serendipity Cafe, Laura and Johnny sold the cafe and have moved to Vermont, which we're thrilled for them.
So they've wanted to do that for years. So.
Yeah, and but there went our venue.
Really miss Serendipity. That was a great spot.
Oh,
It was a
sweet
fabulous.
place, and
And
they
we
were,
loved doing that showcase.
and they were such wonderful hosts. And
Yeah.
we miss them.
Good food, too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, especially
And
Johnny's.
really a good
desserts.
community of musicians built up around that spot.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So yeah, we are still in hopes of starting it up again. We're looking at some possibilities in both in Massachusetts and up here, and we'll see if we can get it to going again. We'd love to.
Good. Yeah. Oh, where are they up in Vermont?
They moved to Middlebury.
Middlebury
Oh,
over on
wow.
the
They don't have a cafe. I mean,
No.
they're
Right.
they're out of the cafe business. But
yeah.
When I get up there. Well, I'm not moving around now still.
Oh,
But
yeah.
soon, I'll get up there and say hi to them. So anyway, back to Dan and Faith did these song challenges, and gave four or three people together, 3 or 4, and they gave them a topic, a prompt, and we'd all show up with new songs to that prompt the next month and sing our other songs in the round. They're great things. And here's a song that came out of one of those. The prompt was Pictures on the Wall, and
Oh yes.
that's the title. And I remember Faith's song about the pictures too. Here's Pictures on the Wall. Guitar too loud? Yeah. What's happening? All right. I'm gonna take it down just a little. A board of pinned up souvenirs upstairs in a forgotten room. I'd passed them by these many years. I thought I might go through them. Here a steeple draws my eye towards sky scrubbed clear with cotton clouds. The pilgrim church where you and I would read our poems, say our vows. Next, a portrait on great stairs with family, friends, and flowers. If we had doubts, we didn't know it. If we knew, we wouldn't show it. San Francisco, San Marco, pigeons in your hair, running down the beach with gulls, you're almost in the air. Next, astride a cannon in a fort in Nova Scotia. Élysée, Élysée, Galatoire, Ocean City bumper cars. Pacific tides would pull you, I tried but couldn't hold you. No picture when you said you done your best, I just can't stay. No picture when we loaded full your wagon for the west. I rode with you to Omaha, kissed you on your way. Here's the postcard that you sent from Reykjavik last year. Traveling with new family, found contentment now I've here. In your mother's town, now no more steeple in the square. Clapboard yew trees bulldozed down, just concrete condos there. Pacific tides would pull you, I tried but couldn't hold you. No picture when you said you've done your best, I just can't stay. No picture when we loaded full your wagon for the west. I rode with you to Omaha, kissed you on your way. One more photo on the sofa, this one I might keep. Velvet Elvis, dog's cat, you all curled up in a happy heap. That was then, and then was golden sheaves of love and laughter. That was then, and this is now, and now reopens after all. With trembling fingers, one by one, I'm tearing down these pictures from the wall. Pacific tides would pull you, I tried but couldn't hold you. No picture when you said you done your best, I just can't stay. No picture when we loaded full your wagon for the west. I rode with you to Omaha, kissed you on your way.
Oh, I still love that song.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorites from that night.
Absolutely. I've heard you do that one a few times. I just love the imagery. And,
This even made it on the album.
cool.
Nice. Yeah.
Got some accompaniment in it too.
But yeah, I don't remember who else was there that night, but I remember just your trip through the boxes of photos was just one of my favorites
Yeah.
of the whole thing. Yeah.
We've never performed or really worked up my song, which was basically about pictures and teddy bears stuffed into the wall in D.C. at the Vietnam Memorial.
Oh yeah.
I sang it once for Chuck Williams. He liked it, but it's like that's one that's been sitting on the shelf. Maybe one of these days I'll pull that out.
Yeah. It's always interesting with the theme songs is sometimes we get ones that just become regulars in our repertoire, and others that never see the light of day again. So you never know. And we're actually the two of us. Beth DeSombri's been talking about February album writing month for years now, and we decided this year we were going to do it. And we'll see how many keepers we get versus how many never see the light of day again. But it's sort of the song prompt from the old songwriter sessions on steroids, because instead of having a month to write the thing, you have 2 days. Yep, you're muted again.
Yeah, you muted yourself. But yeah, so I've the deal is you write the song, do a quick demo, upload it, so people can critique it, and
then move on.
And then move on. And
14 songs in 28 days, which is
and worry about polishing later.
crazy. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, Rick, thanks for the idea. We decided that based on your doing that, we will do my picture song.
Oh, great.
So yeah.
So here we go.
Her name was Melody, that's all they told to me when I first asked about her picture. The story of her end was a lot to comprehend, this mystery girl who would have been my sister. So many others loved her, she's a stranger to me, though I witnessed their pain, to me she'll always be just a picture on the wall. And then there's Rachel, she's my mom, she was practical and calm, and healthy as a horse until the end. It broke my heart the day I was told she'd passed away, a world without her I could not comprehend. Her death rocked my foundation, shook me to the core, though I no longer have her with me, to me she's so much more than just a picture on the wall. Why do we keep pictures after someone's gone? Why do we need to connect when they depart? I find myself looking at each portrait eye to eye. It helps me keep them in my heart. Their names are Richard, Jake, and Jerry, Terrence, Bill, and Terry. I watch their online postings go by. When they passed beyond this plane, the Facebook friendships remained. I cannot bring myself to break this tie. It's so hard to believe that each of them is gone, but when they show up on my screen, the memories carry on. through their pictures on my wall. I love these pictures on my wall. Yeah.
I guess I'm back.
Yeah,
You are.
Okay, another Dan and Faith's prompt song. The prompt was fire, and I got it. I was out in Colorado. Does this ring a bell?
I remember
Prompt
I
fire.
remember your fire song. I don't remember either of
We were
ours.
trying to think what we wrote for it.
Yeah.
If we looked puzzled, that was
And I think those might have been the, one of those that went off on the shelf and never see the light of day again.
or maybe found in 5 years.
Or
and-
or maybe dug out later. But
I
yeah.
I had driven out to Colorado for a week-long workshop in beautiful Box Canyon, and of course across the country, all the hills and plateaus, and
It's a real treat to drive across the country.
It is.
great trip. And there I was surrounded by cliffs, and you have to think about the Native Americans, and so I got the prompt out there, fire. Anything I want about fire. And I drove back and thinking about this all the way. Started with how the Native Americans might have used fire, and but listening to the news on the way back, got back into civilization. We were going to bomb North Korea, or North Korea was going to bomb us, and I thought about what we'd done with fire, and this is what came out of it. So, yep, I got it right. So this is Last Fire. I bring fire to all the planets in the galaxy, with a crystal that I hold to catch their sun. All gather round for warmth, I tell them it's a gift to use with love and share with everyone. So it always starts out well, they learn to tend the fires, share them, cook, stay warm, keep beasts at bay. But then someone wants the biggest fire, and someone wants the only one. Once fighting starts, it all will burn away. And the prairies burn, and the forests burn, and soon it's only cinders and ash. Had high hopes for this one planet I enlightened long ago. They learned to share the fires, make tools and glass, build cathedrals with stained windows, let the colored sunlight through, and orchestras and choirs sing Alleluia. But they started burning anyone who wouldn't sing their tune, burn books of foreign thoughts and foreign songs. And they learned to can the fire and rain it down on everyone. Now everything will burn before too long. and the cities burn, and the forests burn, and soon again it's cinders and ash. Now I'm on some empty planet around a sun I've never seen. Should find one near that's not had fire before. But everything I've done has only come to stone and ash, and I don't want no part of it no more. So I've collected fuel, found some tinder in my poke. For one last time I've caught the sun in crystal. I lie here in the warmth, my diamond shattered at my feet. My body withers as the fire dwindles. Farewell to all the silent stars, the planet stone and ash, the planet stone and ash and soon to be. Farewell the gentle creatures abiding in green valleys. Farewell to all the love was meant to be. Still warm, it's getting colder. Use the fire well. Colder, share the fire with love. Cold, love. Cold.
Yeah.
Yep. I did find what I wrote. I went looking through my files. I
We
wrote.
have no memory of that song.
I wrote.
Yeah. But yours, oh yeah.
Yeah,
that
yours
one,
is fabulous. I wrote something based on Fire and Ice, Robert Frost, but it's another one that's been got sung once.
Yeah. But yeah, that one just the images that you sing, just they paint such wonderful pictures in my head, and I've always loved that about your music.
Well, thank you.
And that one in particular is very vivid.
Yep.
Well, you guys have driven across the country a bunch
We
of
have.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this past September and October, we went out through the Midwest, up actually along the south shore of Lake Superior, and then out into through Wisconsin, Minnesota area, the Dakotas, the Badlands, and then down into Colorado. And
I finally got him to the Badlands. I've been trying to do that for since I've known him. So.
But yeah, so we have the joy of really exploring the country and seeing places, meeting people, playing music, and it's a real delight. But everybody should drive across this country at least once. It's the landscapes change as you go, and there's just so much to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's vast.
Yeah. So we were trying to figure out what to follow Fire with, and we contemplated Ice, but the song that would have had Ice is one that it's been long enough that we didn't want to try to chance it. So we figured we would do Wind instead.
Oh, wow.
And this seemed appropriate given that yesterday was the State of the Union in front of the all of Congress.
And the world.
And the world. Since this is a song written from the words of Congressman John Lewis, who was considered to be the conscience of the Congress. He marched with Martin Luther King, almost died on the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and went on to be a multi-term congressman from Georgia, and
Interestingly, John Ossoff, who's now a senator from Atlanta, was mentored by John Lewis.
I think he was an intern in Lewis's office.
He was. That's how they first met. And Raphael Warnock preached at the church in Atlanta where Martin Luther King preached, and it's where John Lewis went to church. So both of the Georgia Democratic senators have close ties to...
Reverend Warnock was John Lewis's pastor.
Yeah.
We thought that was great.
So this is called Walk with the Wind, taken from words from an essay written by John Lewis with instructions that it be published on the day of his funeral. This was a full page in the New York Times. And I took some of the words from that and wrote this song. Walk with the wind. John Lewis said, walk where others fear to tread. Change is coming day by day. Find good trouble, walk with the wind. Follow your heart, stand up for your beliefs. Fear is a prison until you start to speak. It's time for us to march and have our say, with love in our hearts, leading the way. Walk with the wind. John Lewis said, walk where others fear to tread. Change is coming day by day. Find good trouble, walk with the wind. Hate has no place, no matter the price. Stand and be counted, though there be sacrifice. In the darkest hours of the longest night, raise your voice, march to the light. Walk with the wind. John Lewis said, walk where others fear to tread. Change is coming day by day. Find good trouble, walk with the wind. Now he's marching with Martin and Gandhi too, with all of the heroes who showed us the truth. They all got in trouble, good trouble I'm sure. The train of change is coming, climb aboard. In the city and the country, young and old are rising, black and white and brown joining hands. Raising our voices, we start to sing. Bells chime and freedom rings. Walk with the wind. John Lewis said, walk where others fear to tread. Change is coming day by day. Find good trouble, walk with the wind. Walk with the wind. John Lewis said, walk where others fear to tread. Change is coming day by day. Find good trouble, walk with the wind. Find good trouble, walk with the wind. So,
Get myself back together here.
Yep.
yeah. How we doing on time? We got time for one more, so why don't you take us out with a song?
Okay.
Pick something interesting.
Like you
Like-
wouldn't have anything interesting. Come on.
Like every song that Rick writes.
Well, I like closing with this one. It's a little... ode to meditation and counting your blessings. And how people like to hear where it came from. Burnt Norton is the first poem in the four quartets of T.S. Eliot, which is a final. And, oh yeah, I know. I read an article in the Globe where Eliot actually summered on up in the North Shore. And there's another one of the quartets is about three islands out in the bay off the North Shore. Anyway, well, I got fascinated and went and I'd read these in college, but I thought I'd read them again. And boy, this Burnt Norton, the first of them, I just echoes of the poem in a lot of literature that was around that I'd read since. I said, wow, this was an influential poem. I wonder what it means. See if I could make heads or tails of it, but I couldn't. But I figured I could write a song about what it said to me.
Fair enough.
So we got a little ode to meditation, to counting your blessings, finding little miracles. It's called Still Point. Gotta get happy with it, sorry. Jeez. Try once more. Time now, time beckoning, time out of memory, glimpses of dreams not yet dared, reborn romance, second chances past reckoning, the future now is repaired. Here at the high mark where all waters rise, before they start falling away, widen the moment in front of your eyes. You can dance through all time in a day. Lamb in the oven and cinnamon, ginger and the songs from your grandmother's heart. Easter time, family gathers for dinner. Take your place till they're ready to start. Early this morning out under the apple tree falls drops of dapple in the sun. Cidery air up to blossoms, cerulean grandfather's blessings begun at a still pond. I knew yearned to stay, but the world turns and it slips away. Gone now the apple tree, long gone the family, raised in the home that they built in its place. You ride to the strains of a loopy calliope, reaching for brass rings they no longer make. But you'll find an apple trees everywhere now. The forest in new fallen snow, above beach cliff towers in Tuscany. Cradle them and let them go in the windlessness on a canyon floor. Breathe the sky down in and again before each dip of the paddle, each flick of the pen, as God writes your name in his hand.
Beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
Thank you much.
And a wonderful meditative way to finish off the show this evening. Thank you so much for joining us, Rick.
Oh, well, thanks for all who came and listened.
Definitely. And for those who will come and listen, we leave these up for folks to come and enjoy at a later date as
great.
well. So, and
I think at this point we'll say goodnight,
I think so.
and we will drop ourselves off the screen for a minute and leave up the background. Let me put up the banners here.
Let some banners ride, and
Thanks much for having me.
We'll wave goodbye to everybody.
thank you. Good night, Rick. Good night, everyone, for listening. And thank you for listening.
Good night, Brenda.
We'll see you.
Jane.
Yep.